huh? Half of the students, pressure, arterial pressure, simply say the arterial pressure and its regulation. Now, what are the objectives of today's lectures? Huh? So the students, at the end of this lecture, the students will be able to answer these questions or will be able to understand these things. Number one, to define blood pressure, what is blood pressure and what is hypertension? मतलब definition of blood pressure, what is normal blood pressure, and what is high normal blood pressure, and what is hypertension, and what is hypotension. Second is the describe rule of nervous mechanism and control of arterial pressure. Yeah, that is, what are different nervous mechanisms which control arterial blood pressure? Third is to describe the three components with their mechanism for control of arterial pressure. Three components means three domains of the control of the arterial blood pressure. So what are the three components? The renin, one is the renin, second is the angiotensin, and third is the aldosterone. Huh? Third is describe role of kidney in long-term regulation. The kidney control arterial blood pressure, and it is a long-term regulation because this kidney takes weeks to months to regulate the arterial blood pressure. While this mechanism, the nervous mechanism, it is a very short-term mechanism. Huh? That is within seconds. It responds in seconds within. That is in response either when the pressure, arterial pressure is increased or decreased. So this nervous mechanism, it responds within seconds, within 5 seconds, 10 seconds, 12 seconds, up to 40 seconds, it responds, and the arterial blood pressure is brought back towards normal. And second is the renin-angiotensin system, which is a short-term regulation, short-term intermediate, and this kidney one is the long term, that is, it takes weeks to even to months to maintain arterial blood pressure. And at the end of the lecture, the students will be able to define pressure natriuresis and pressure diuresis. That is, when the arterial blood pressure rises, it will affect the kidney. So what will do the kidney? The kidney will increase the excretion of water. So when arterial blood pressure, with the blood volume increases, it will increase the arterial pressure. So the kidney will excrete more water, so which is called the pressure diuresis. At the same time, the kidney responds to excrete more sodium chloride or sodium, which is called pressure natriuresis. And last one is to know two determinants of the long-term arterial blood pressure. Two determinants means that determinants का मतलब ये है कि कौन से determinants है कि long term arterial blood pressure को control करता है. मतलब है कि long term arterial blood pressure अगर increase हो तो उसके लिए क्या कौन से factors है. एक तो ये है कि अगर कोई पैथोलॉजी हो, renal disease हो, तो जाहिर है उसकी वजह से long term arterial blood pressure will increase for a prolonged period. And the other thing is that if we take salt and water intake for long period, so the second determinant will be these will be discussed in the lecture. So these are the objectives of the lecture, that is blood pressure definition, normal blood pressure, what is hypertension, the nervous mechanisms, the components of the arterial blood control, and the role of kidney, the natriuresis and diuresis. These are the functions of the kidneys and determinants of blood pressure. What is blood pressure? its definition is that it is the force which it is the pressure which forces the blood to the circulatory system. That is the force exerted by the flowing blood on the circulating system. That is on the vessels. Which vessels? Especially the arterial vessel. So it is the force exerted by the blood flow on the circulatory system, especially on the arterial side. Now, this blood pressure, it is measured in millimeter of mercury. Millimeter of mercury, it is written as mmHg. It is this blood pressure, arterial pressure or blood pressure is the same thing. And in the book it is written arterial pressure. So arterial pressure means blood pressure or arterial blood pressure. So it is given as two figures, that is systolic, which is the highest one, while diastolic, which is the lowest one. So this systolic one, that is the highest pressure, it occurs when the heart pushes blood out. That is once the heart pumps the blood. So it is a forceful pushing of the blood. So at that time, the blood pressure will be high, and that is called the systolic blood pressure. That is the pressure when your heart pushes blood out of the ventricle. While the diastolic blood pressure, it is the pressure, it is the lowest pressure when your heart rests between beats. When there is no cardiac pulse, that is in between beats, that is when the heart rests, that is during diastole. Now, as a general guide, ideal blood pressure, यहाँ पे देखिए यहाँ पे कुछ डिटेल भी है ब्लड प्रेशर की, लेकिन ये भी है, लेकिन आपने कम से कम ये जो है ना, ये आप याद रखना है, ये चीज जो है ना, ये कम से कम आपको याद होना चाहिए, ठीक है। अच्छा, as a general guide for that is ideal blood pressure, so 120 by 80, this is the ideal one. This is the upper normal, while this is the lower normal. So it means that the systolic blood pressure from 90 to 120, it is the normal way. Or the diastolic, that is from 60 to 80, it is normal. But generally, it is said that arterial blood pressure, it is 120 by 80. So remember this figure, you can remember this figure, 120 by 80. And the heart rate average, people say that it is 72 average. So heart rate 72, the arterial pressure, that is the blood pressure 120 by 80. But the ideal range is, the ideal blood pressure, that is a general guide is that 120 by 80, the upper limit of normal, and 90 by 60. It means that when it is a little bit higher than 120, so it means that it is high normal. If it is less than 90, so it is less than normal. Now, generally, the high blood pressure or hypertension, as a broad spectrum, broadly speaking, 140 by 90 or higher is called hypertension. So look at this, 120 is upper normal. I said that 120 by 80 is upper normal, and here 140 is hypertension. So in between 120 and 140, this range is called high normal. मतलब ये है कि अगर 140 से, मतलब कि अगर 139 हो, 140 से कम हो और 120 से ज्यादा हो, तो इसको हम हाइपरटेंशन नहीं कहेंगे, लेकिन हम कहेंगे हाई नॉर्मल। इसी तरह 90 और हाई, ये 80 और हायर हम कहेंगे नेट हाइपरटेंशन, बट हाई नॉर्मल। लेकिन जब 90 हो, 90 से ज्यादा हो, फिर हाइपरटेंशन है। इसी तरह ये दिस फिगर से अगर कम हो, 90 by 60 यहाँ पे लिखा हुआ है, देखिए, तो इसको हम लोअर ब्लड प्रेशर और हाइपोटेंशन कहेंगे। Now, the arterial pressure, simply say the blood pressure, it is influenced. As you know, there are two main structures in this in the which in this system which control the blood pressure or in the blood pressure system. One is the heart, and the other is circulatory system. So apparently, these two things will affect. That is, so cardiac output, it is determined by the heart, and the second is the vascular system. So the arterial blood pressure is influenced by the cardiac output. That is, if the heart pumps more forcefully, so apparently there will be higher blood pressure. It will increase the blood pressure. Similarly, this systemic vascular resistance, and arterial stiffness. Arterial stiffness means when when the age advances, the atherosclerosis, atheroma develop in the vascular walls. Excuse me. Which making the vascular wall or the arterial wall stiff. So in this case, the heart has to, in this case, when the arterial walls, when they have developed the stiffness, the atherosclerosis, so then the heart has to pump with more force. So it means that it will increase the arterial pressure. But remember one thing, when somebody asks you which blood pressure increases, that is systolic or diastolic with advancing age, कौन सा ज्यादा increase होता है age के साथ? Your question will be that systolic increase more because the cardiac, the heart has to pump with greater force when there is stiffness. So in case of atherosclerosis with advancing age, there will be the systolic blood pressure will increase more than the diastolic. Achha, there are, the arterial pressure varies. That is different and different situation, that emotional state, when the person is in some emotional, that is anxiety, stress, tension. So these systems, the anxiety, stress, and tension, this system will excite the vasomotor center, which send autonomic, which excite autonomic nervous system, and the blood pressure will increase. That is will cause vasoconstriction, which will increase the arterial. So in case of emotional state, that is anxiety, stress, tension will increase. Similarly, activity increase blood pressure, while inactivity, physical inactivity will decrease. In the other thing related to the health and disease states will also affect the arterial pressure. Now, when we say that blood pressure, generally it means that mean arterial pressure. अगर कोई आपसे कहे कि अगर कोई ग्राफ बनाते हैं, कोई चीज को कंपेयर करते हैं, हम कोई चार्ट बना वगैरह करते हैं, किस चीज की कंपेयर करते हैं ब्लड प्रेशर को, you have to compare the mean arterial pressure. Mean arterial pressure doesn't mean the average pressure of the systolic and diastolic. No, it is not like this that you add systolic plus diastolic and divide by 2. No, because the average pressure, it is close to diastolic. So there are two equations. Now, first the definition. It is the average force which, it is the mean arterial pressure, it is the average pressure which force the blood through the arteries. So it is the average pressure which force the blood through the, and generally it is taken as 100 millimeter of mercury. So this is the in adult, average adult 70 kg man, it is taken as 100 millimeter of mercury. This is the mean arterial pressure. ये जरूरी नहीं कि हर किसी का ये हो, लेकिन ये for the purpose of when you ग्राफ्स बनाते हैं, चार्ट्स या किसी चीज को arterial pressure को किसी चीज से कंपेयर करते हैं, तो 100 हम 100% नॉर्मल लेते हैं. Now here are two equations for to determine the to calculate the mean arterial pressure. One of the calculation is this one. This is one. चलो अगर हम ले ले किसी का arterial pressure 120 है, अस्सलाम वालेकुम, arterial pressure is 120 and diastolic is 80. So what will be the mean arterial pressure of this subject? So one of the formula is that mean MAP, mean arterial pressure. आवाज आ रही है मेरे आपको? Students, dear students, आपको आवाज आ रही नहीं? Three main mechanisms for regulation of arterial blood pressure. Number one, nervous regulation, in which autonomic nervous system is involved. Number two, renin-angiotensin system, also called renin-angiotensin and aldosterone. यहाँ पे aldosterone भी लिख सकते हैं, renin-angiotensin aldosterone system, ठीक है? And renal body fluid system. These are the three main mechanism, broad mechanism. इनके अंदर भी सब mechanisms है, लेकिन first अगर कोई somebody asks you, first is the nervous, second is the renin-angiotensin. So this is one. अगर कोई कहे कि किस तरह आप मुझे जरा short term long term में बताए, तो ये कहें कि short term control, very rapid short term control. The nervous mechanism, these are very rapid short term control, that is within seconds, 5 seconds. So when the blood pressure, arterial pressure increases or decreases, this system, the nervous mechanism, they respond within seconds and bring the arterial pressure back to normal within 5 seconds, within 10 seconds, 20 seconds or 40 seconds. So very rapid control of arterial blood pressure. The nervous system, in which mainly the autonomic nervous system is involved. But second is the, अच्छा इस nervous mechanism में फिर बहुत सारे हैं, baroreceptor भी है, chemoreceptors है, central nervous system ischemic response है, muscles contraction है which compress the vessels, इस तरह atrial stretch है, बहुत सारे हैं, आगे हम डिस्कस करेंगे इंशाल्लाह. ये renin system जो है, renin-angiotensin system, this system, this is, you can say, short to intermediate term control. This is very rapid short term control, and this is short to intermediate term control. It activate in minutes to hours, to days. It takes minutes, hours, even days. And this is in this the kidney is involved. These two systems. If somebody asks in your second year, I have also delivered lecture on this arterial pressure control, but in this case, that case, it was in kidney. So in second year, you will discuss. The question is like this: the role of kidney control of arterial pressure. Then this renin and renal body fluid. This is will be the answer. But in first year, this nervous as well as renin and as well as renal body fluid. In this system, the renin system is activated, renin is released, and then angiotensinogen, angiotensin 1 and 2, and then the angiotensinogen 2 is the active substance which bring about the changes. At the same time, aldosterone is also released. And the renal body fluid system, and this system, when the arterial pressure rises, it will it will affect the kidney in such a way the kidney will excrete more water, more sodium chloride, more salts, and will bring the arterial pressure back to normal. But this mechanism takes times, weeks, even months. अच्छा जी. The nervous mechanism, there are 7 mechanisms in the nervous heading. The most important one is the baroreceptor. Second is the chemoreceptor. Third is the CNS ischemic response. 4, low pressure stretch receptor. These are similar to baroreceptors and located in the other arteries of the thorax. That is in the arteries of the pulmonary artery and the arteries of the arteria, the atrial arteries है. इस तरह it will reflex blood pressure when the blood pressure blood volume increase, it will stretch the atria, and it will reflexly bring the arterial pressure back to normal. Similarly, the cushion reaction, this is a type of cerebral ischemic we will discuss. And the 7 is the role of the skeletal nerves and skeletal, because when the vasomotor center sends signals to the baroreceptor to control arterial pressure, the vasomotor also sends signal to the skeletal muscle and the skeletal nerve center, skeletal muscle. So the muscles of the abdomen, they will compress to translocate or displace the blood towards the heart. Similarly, exercising muscles during exercise, the exercising muscle contract and push the blood towards the heart, and in this way it will have a role in the control of arterial blood pressure. Now, before going into the detail of this nervous system, let's see, because it is mainly controlled by the autonomic nervous system, and this is your autonomic nervous system. Briefly, this autonomic nervous system is controlled by the vasomotor center, which is located in the which is located in the brainstem, the medulla and lower pons, which compose of vasoconstrictor or vasodilator center and cardio inhibitor. कार्डिक इनहिबिटर इसलिए कहते हैं कि यहाँ पे पैरासिम्पैथेटिक जो वेगस नर्व है वो स्टिमुलेट होता है, वो हार्ट रेट को डिक्रीज करता है. These nerves from the vasomotor center, these sympathetic autonomic nerves, especially the sympathetic, the parasympathetic is a single one, that is the vagus. This one, that is the vagus nerve, which is part of the parasympathetic and part of the autonomic nervous system. This is the root. This is towards the heart. While the sympathetic side of the autonomic, these nerves, they leave the spinal cord through the segments, all the segments of the thoracic, T1 to जितनी भी thoracic vertebrae है, thoracic segments है, so thoracic, and last the first and second the lumbar. Then on either side they enter paravertebral ganglia. So the ganglia, they are lying on both sides of the vertebral column. And what is the ganglia? Somebody can ask you what are the ganglion? What is the ganglion, or what are ganglia? So actually, these nerves which leave the spinal cord, they synapse here in a neuron, and then axons are leaving. So the nerve body, the bodies of the nerves, this is, you can say the ganglia, these are collection of neuron bodies. So यहाँ पे bodies है, फिर axon निकलती है. तो ये जो यहाँ से जो निकलती है वर्टिब्रल कॉलम से, यहाँ पे साइनेप्स होती है, और फिर bodies है जो कि गैंग्लियन बनाती है, और फिर वहाँ से निकलती है. So from the ganglia, there are two routes towards the organs. One is the specific sympathetic, which is toward the vasculature of the internal viscera and heart, and the other route, the other part, which innervate the vasculature of the periphery. I remember one thing, that the autonomic nervous system, it innervates especially the arteries, the veins, and the arterioles. The autonomic nervous system, that is the in case of autonomic nervous system, it is mainly the sympathetic nervous system, especially that innervate the vessels. So mainly innervate the arteries, the arterioles. That's why very important, the arterioles, the resisting vessel. If somebody asks you what are the resistant vessels, because when they constrict or dilate, they control the arterial pressure. So the main thing is the arterioles for peripheral arterial resistance, arteriole. So the sympathetic innervation is towards the arteries, the veins, and the arteriole. So when the sympathetic nervous system is excited, these arterioles are constricted to increase the resistance, so it will increase the arterial pressure, and the veins are also constricted. So when the veins are constricted, they will push the blood towards the heart. and more blood will come to the heart, and more, and it will increase the cardiac output. This is the vasomotor center located in the brain stem. Now look at this diagram. The vasomotor center, which control the autonomic nervous system, which send signal, which send sympathetic and parasympathetic towards the viscera. This vasomotor center, it is influenced by the higher center from the cerebral cortex, from the higher, but especially from the basal regions of the brain. And out of basal region, the important one is, as you know, what one is the important? आप जवाब में लिखें शाबाश. यहाँ पे जो which influence the vasomotor center, that is which can regulate the arterial pressure indirectly, huh? Which affect the vasomotor center. अब शाबाश जवाब दे, जल्दी करो ये इसमें चैट में शाबाश. कौन सा है यार? hypothalamus है ना, ठीक है. So role of the nervous system in rapid control of arterial pressure, vasoconstrictor. In this system, the vasoconstrictors are excited, and the cardiac accelerator function is excited. The sympathetic and the parasympathetics inhibitory system is inhibited. So in this case, the inhibitory influence of the heart is inhibited. So मतलब कि जो वेगस नर्व है उसको इनहिबिट किया जाता है, तो इसका मतलब है कि उसकी इनहिबिशन डिस इनहिबिट हो जाता है, तो उसको एक्सेलरेट होता है ऑटोमेटिकली, ये इनडायरेक्टली. और ये वेजो कंस्ट्रिक्शन and arterial vasoconstriction, and similarly veins are constricted, so this will be the effect. Now there are three major changes which occur simultaneously to increase the arterial blood pressure. That is in response to autonomic nervous system excitation. That is when there is low blood pressure, when there is low blood volume, when there is hypotension. So what will happen? The autonomic nervous system is excited, so send sympathetic signals towards the arterioles. So the arterioles will be constricted, so it will increase the total peripheral resistance, and it will increase the arterial pressure back to normal. Similarly, towards the veins are constricted, so it will displace blood toward the heart. So there will be more blood in the heart, and the heart will be stretched, further increase the force of contraction in cardiac output. And when the cardiac output is increased, the arterial blood pressure is increased. Third one, stretch of the heart, because when more blood comes to the heart, there will be more stretching of the heart. So beat with for greater force and therefore to pump more blood towards the aorta, towards the circulatory system, and it will increase the. So these three changes mainly: arterial constriction, vein constriction, stretch of the heart. The heart itself is directly stimulated, further increasing the cardiac pumping to increase the heart rate. क्योंकि वहाँ पे जो heart, when more blood come to the heart, it will stretch the heart. So directly it will, क्योंकि कौन जो smooth जो muscles होते हैं, अगर उसको stretch करे, जो भी muscle है, तो when any muscle is stretched, it will contract with more force. So number one. Second बात ये है कि वहाँ पे in right atrium, as you know, there is SA node. So when the right atrium is stretched, the SA node sinoatrial node is stretched, so it will increase the heart rate as well. Similarly, from the right atrium, reflexly signals are sent to the vasomotor center, and again the vasomotor center is excited, and from that direction again the signals are come to this system to increase the activities of this system. Rapidity of nervous control artery. So as already I have told to you that the nervous mechanism, they act in seconds, not in minutes, within seconds. So this nervous system, the nervous system response begins within seconds and often increase the pressure to 2 times normal. मतलब कि 2 times normal को increase कर दे within 10 seconds. While sudden inhibition of this system can decrease blood pressure. That is, it means that when the blood pressure is increased suddenly, so it will be decreased. It will will this system will bring the blood pressure back to normal, that is about half of that to normal within 10 to 40 seconds. So that is mark and second. Therefore, this nervous control of arterial blood pressure is by far the most rapid of all our mechanism of pressure control. So the first one was baroreceptor. The baroreceptors, these are sprainer endings. Sprainer, these are nerves located in the bifurcation. That is, in the, this is the aorta. This is the common carotid artery. And this is the internal carotid artery, and this is external. So the carotid sinus, this is in which the baroreceptor is located. This is lying in the internal carotid artery. In other bodies of this carotid sinus, they are located in the aortic body. In addition to these, there are these stress receptor, they are present in other vessels, but these are two important as far as the baroreceptors. From this one, from the internal carotid sinus, the nerve signal, they are sent to the hearing nerve and then the last well. So the 9 nerve is involved. In the baroreceptor, from the common carotid, the 9 nerve, while from the aortic, from this carotid sinus of the aorta, the vagus nerve is involved. So the signals are sent to the vasomotor center through these nerves. That is, when the blood pressure decreases, signals are sent toward this system. Similarly, from aorta. So this, and then from that side, the signals are sent back to the heart, to the arterioles, to the veins, to bring changes accordingly. अगर ब्लड प्रेशर कम हो तो फिर एक्साइटेड, अगर ब्लड प्रेशर ज्यादा हो तो फिर उसको इनहिबिट करते हैं या उसको डायलेट करते हैं, आर्टरियोल्स को डायलेट करते हैं, उसको डायलेट करते हैं अगर ज्यादा हो. अच्छा, ये baroreceptor जो है ना, ये it is excited that below 50 it is not excited. So its range is that from 60 to 120 तकरीबन कुछ इस तरह है, 180 ये है. This is the graph. So this is the arterial blood pressure, and this is the number of impulses from the carotid, from the baroreceptors. So from below 60, it is not excited. It is no signals, but they send signals when the blood pressure is in between 60 to 180. So the when the arterial blood pressure of a subject range from 60 to 180. This is 60 and 180 means the mean arterial pressure, which I have already told you. It means mean arterial pressure. So in between 60 and 180, it will send signals normally. So these signals will either increase or decrease, depends on the stimulation of the baroreceptor. If the baroreceptor is when the pressure increases, so it will send signals to the autonomic nervous vasomotor center and will send back and towards the heart, towards the arterioles, towards the vein, and will bring changes accordingly. अच्छा, ये जो मैंने कहा, ये baroreceptor जो ये carotid वाली baroreceptor है ऊपर, ये so this is this 60 and 180 इसका वो है रेंज है, इसके दरम्यान वो होता है. और ये जो aorta वाली है, ये नीचे जो this aortic baroreceptors similar response but operate in general as pressure level about 30 minutes. मतलब ये कि अगर ये 90 से ज्यादा हो तो फिर ये इसकी impulses aorta से वो है. अच्छा, वही बात है जो मैंने वो आपसे की है कि किस तरह वो जो कंस्ट्रिक्टर एरिया है, वो जो डायलेटर है, किस तरह होते हैं. वो अगर ब्लड प्रेशर कम हो तो फिर वो जो कंस्ट्रिक्टर फाइबर्स जाते हैं और कार्डियो इनहिबिटर जाते हैं. अगर ब्लड प्रेशर कम हो तो फिर वो इनहिबिट होता है, तो आर्टरियोल डायलेट होती है या वेन्स डायलेट होती है, इस तरह. अच्छा, ये देखिए, ये कहते हैं कि जो प्रेशर बफर, ये baroreceptor जो है ना, ये आपके उसको हम बफर सिस्टम भी कह सकते हैं. प्रेशर बफर फंक्शन है वो इसके. देखिए ये ग्राफ है, इसको देखिए, ये ग्राफ और ये जो ये इंटेक बेरोसिपर नॉर्मल बेरोसिपर है, तो ये जो चेंज आ रहे हैं जिसको जिसको अगर कोई एक्साइटमेंट है, स्टैंडिंग है या डिफिकेशन ईटिंग, जो मतलब अगर कोई एक्टिविटीज है तो जाहिर है ये जो फिजिकल एक्टिविटीज होती है एक्सरसाइज वगैरह थोड़े बहुत, तो उससे ब्लड प्रेशर फ्लक्चुएट होता है ना। तो अगर हमारा बेरोसिपर इंटेक हो तो इसका ये इस तरह रेंज आता है, मतलब कि विद इन नैरो रेंज ये रेगुलेट होते हैं। तो ये हमें इंपॉर्टेंस दिखाते हैं। ये जो हमारा बफर सिस्टम है, ये जो बेरोसिपर है, it will act as a buffer system that has to regulate activity with narrow range। ये देखें, ये अगर हमारा बफर सिस्टम इंटेक्ट ना हो, मतलब है कि ये इसकी जो नर्व्स है वो डिनर्वेटेड है, ये तो फिर क्या, ये जो हमारे डेली एक्टिव फिजिकल एक्टिविटीज है, एक्सरसाइज है, एक्साइटमेंट है, जो भी चीजें हैं, ईटिंग, डिफिकेशन, स्टैंडिंग वगैरह, स्टैंडिंग एक्सरसाइज, तो ये फिर ये इस तरह नहीं, ये इसका जो रेगुलेशन है ये लॉन्ग रेंज, क्योंकि और भी मतलब है कि रेगुलेटरी मैकेनिज्म है। तो इस ये जो उसका जो ग्राफ है इस तरह आएगा, मतलब है कि ये नैरो रेंज में नहीं, लेकिन इसमें फ्लक्चुएशन मतलब है कि ब्लड प्रेशर बहुत ज्यादा होगा, फिर कम होगा, फिर ज्यादा होगा, फिर कम होगा, इसकी जो रेगुलेशन है, क्योंकि बेरोसिपर नहीं है ना, उसको रेगुलेट नहीं करती नैरो रेंज में। अगेन सेम मैकेनिज्म, या भी देखे ये जो ये नॉर्मल वाला वो है, इसका रेंज देखे ये तकरीबन 1.8 या 1 उसमें ये आर्टीरियल प्रेशर को रेगुलेट करता है। अगर ये हमारे पास इंटेक्ट हो, ये बेरोसिपर, अगर बेरोसिपर इंटेक्ट ना हो तो फिर ये आर्टीरियल प्रेशर ये यहाँ तक आ जाता है, फिर यहाँ तक आता है, सही तरीके से रेगुलेट नहीं हो रहा है। देखिए ये इस तरह रेंज होगा, अगर इंटेक्ट हो तो रेंज कम होगा, मतलब कि विद इन नैरो रेंज इट इज रेगुलेटेड, बट if the beroreceptor is not intact, it is denervated, then it will be regulated, but with a large range because other mechanisms are still active। हाँ, ये देखें, ये beroreceptor में mean blood pressure remained within narrow range between 85 to 115 अगर beroreceptor intact हो। देखें ये वाला ये ब्लू कलर। अब ये अगर denervated है, beroreceptor they are not functioning normally, they are डिनर्वेटिव कट है, इसके जो नर्व्स है वो काम नहीं करे, सो द कर्व बिकम ब्रॉड, ये इसका शोइंग दैट द प्रेशर रेंज इज मोर देन 2 to 5 2.5 फुट फ्रीक्वेंटली फॉलिंग एज लो 50 तक आ सकता है, फिर 160 तक, इस तरह। अच्छा, सेकंड जो है ये केमोरिसेप्टर्स। देखें, ये केमोरिसेप्टर्स मींस, केमो मींस केमिकल्स, केमिकल्स कौन से, ऑक्सीजन है हमारे पास, रिलेवेंट केमिकल, मतलब हम रिलेवेंट केमिकल की बात करते हैं ना, जो कि ब्लड प्रेशर के इफेक्ट करते हैं, उस केमिकल की हम बात करते हैं। तो केमिकल ऑक्सीजन है, कार्बन डाइऑक्साइड एंड हाइड्रोजन। अच्छा, दे आल्सो रेगुलेट arterial blood pressure, so they are called chemoreceptors, control of arterial pressure by chemosensitive mechanism। now देखें, when blood pressure is low, ठीक है, सेरेब्रल साइड, ब्लड साइड, ब्रेन साइड पे अगर ब्लड प्रेशर लो हो तो इसका मतलब है कि ऑक्सीजन उसमें लो होगा। जब ऑक्सीजन लो होगा मतलब ब्लड प्रेशर लो है, sluggish blood flow है, तो जाहिर है the carbon dioxide will accumulate, the blood will not be able to push to wash out the carbon dioxide, so the carbon dioxide will accumulate, the hydrogen ions will accumulate, so these things, low oxygen, more carbon dioxide and more hydrogen, they will excite the vasomotor center and will bring changes according to that the baroreceptor। इसी तरह मतलब कि ब्लड प्रेशर कम हो तो उसको एक्साइट करती है, और फिर जो है आर्टियोल्स और कास्टिक होती है, वेन्स कास्टिक होती है, उसी तरह उसी मैकेनिज्म है फिर, लेकिन इट रिस्पॉन्स टू ये केमिकल। लेकिन इसमें ये है अभी दे आर लोकेटेड देयर इन द aorta in carotid bodies, वही बाइफर्केशन पे होती है, बाइफर्केशन में aorta इसकी जो रिसेप्टर्स है, they are located in the bifurcation of common carotid and aorta close to the baroreceptors and same nerves। ये जो chemoreceptor excite nerve fiber along with the baroreceptor pass through the hearing nerve and the vagus nerve, वही जो hearing in vagus does pharyngeal and then vagus from the aorta chemo, or the hearing in 9 does pharyngeal from the baro। लेकिन इसमें ये है कि ये जो इसका जो रेंज वगैरह है इसकी इंपॉर्टेंस है इस तरह है. They will excite the vasomotor center and elevate the arterial pressure back toward normal. So when there is low blood flow, low oxygen, high carbon dioxide, high, it will excite the vasomotor center. The chemoreceptor, remember, the vasoreceptor is very important for MLGR. The chemoreceptor is not a powerful arterial pressure controller until the blood pressure falls below 80 millimeter of mercury. ठीक है, अगर ये बहुत कम हो जाए वो, तो फिर जो है ना, ये इसका रोल, इसका इंपॉर्टेंस ज्यादा है. सो इंपॉर्टेंस आपके सिग्निफिकेंस क्या हो, इंपॉर्टेंट टू हेल्प प्रिवेंट स्टिल फर्दर फॉल इन ब्लड प्रेशर. मतलब कि पहले रिसेप्टर एक्टिवेट होता है, ब्लड प्रेशर मजीद अगर कम हो, इससे काम नहीं चलता, तो फिर मजीद कम हो आर्टेरियल प्रेशर, तो फिर ये केमोरेसेप्टर जो है ना, दे आर एक्टिवेटेड. Third one, in addition to these are similar to baroreceptors. They are called low pressure stretch receptor. So these stretch receptors, they are located in the other arteries, that is in the atrial and as well as in the pulmonary arteries. लेकिन इसमें यह है कि these low pressure stretch receptor, ये कम प्रेशर पे एक्साइट होते हैं. बारोरेसेप्टर का अपना लेवल है, ये केमो का अपना है, और इसका बहुत लो प्रेशर रिसेप्टर कम थे. All when these receptors are intact, the blood pressure rises only 15. अच्छा, इसमें ये है कि अगर हमने देखें, अगर 300 ml ब्लड हमने ट्रांसफ्यूज किया बाद में, तो अगर when all the receptors are intact, इसका इंपॉर्टेंस हम बताते हैं ना. all the receptors are intact, मतलब baroreceptor है, chemoreceptor है, जितनी भी है, the blood pressure rises only 15. 300 की रिस्पांस में ये रिस्पांस होगा. अगर baroreceptors are non-functional, denervated नहीं है, फिर the pressure rises to 40. मतलब है कि ये चीज जो कंट्रोल नहीं है, तो ये अगर कंट्रोल सबका सारे इंटैक्ट है तो 15 इंक्रीज होगी. अगर सिर्फ रिसेप्टर नहीं है तो 40. अगर ये लो प्रेशर रिसेप्टर स्ट्रेच, अगर ये भी नहीं है, तो द लो प्रेशर receptors are also denervated, the pressure rises to about 0. तो इसका मतलब ये है कि baroreceptor का अपना इंपॉर्टेंस है, दूसरों का अपना इंपॉर्टेंस है, लो प्रेशर रिसेप्टर का अपना इंपॉर्टेंस है. मतलब है अगर सिर्फ ऑल इंटेक्ट हो तो इन रिस्पांस टू 300 ml, ये फिर ये अगर ये लो प्रेशर रिसेप्टर्स भी नहीं है तो फिर 100 का. तो इसका मतलब है कि ये लो प्रेशर रिसेप्टर का भी इंपॉर्टेंस है. अच्छा, ये जो एट्रियल स्ट्रेच रिफ्लेक्स है, एट्रियल रिफ्लेक्स, एक तो ये है कि when the atrial reflex that activate the kidney to volume, when there is more blood coming towards the heart, so the heart will stretch. This stretch will reflexly dilate the afferent arterioles. So the reflexly, when the artery is stretched, it will dilate the afferent arteriole to increase the blood flow towards the glomerulus, and it will increase the GFR. So when the artery is stretched, it will reflexly dilate the afferent arteriole of the kidney to increase the GFR. Similarly, this stretching of the atria will send signal to the hypothalamus to inhibit the antidiuretic hormone. So it will decrease the reabsorption of water from the tubules. So stretch of the heart का क्या, increase arterial pressure, stretch of the heart का क्या काम है. आप मतलब कि किडनी को डायरेक्ट भी भेजती है उसको आर्टियोल को, तो उधर जो है जीएफआर इंक्रीज करते हैं, तो ब्लड प्रेशर will come down. Similarly, the hypothalamus, it will inhibit antidiuretic hormone to decrease the reabsorption. And number third, here is a hormone which is released from the atria. When the atria is stretched, it will release an hormone called atrial natriuretic peptide, and this will act on the kidney to excrete more fluid in the urine, and it will return blood volume back to normal. So stretch of the heart क्या करता है, reflexly afferent arteriole dilate करता है, hypothalamus पे इफेक्ट करते हैं, antidiuretic hormone, similarly मतलब कि 2 हार्मोन्स भी इन्वॉल्व है और डायरेक्टली वो भी रिफ्लेक्स। अच्छा ये इस तरह करते हैं कि अभी ये जो ट्यूसिन भी रहते हैं और वो भी रहता है, ये ऑटोनॉमिक, ये नर्वस वाला खत्म कर दे कम से कम। अच्छा ये एट्रियल रिफ्लेक्स एक उसका वो स्पेशल वो है ब्रेन ब्रिज रिफ्लेक्स। ये जो स्ट्रेच रिसेप्टर है एट्रिया में, when the atria is stretched, it will send signals towards the autonomic nervous system, and the autonomic nervous system will send back the signals through the vagus and sympathetic to bring changes accordingly। मतलब है कि अगर ब्लड प्रेशर ज्यादा हो तो उसको हार्ट को, ब्लड प्रेशर कम हो तो हार्ट को इंक्रीज करता है, हार्ट रेट इंक्रीज करता है, फोर्स ऑफ कंट्रक्शन को इंक्रीज करता है। इसी तरह ये आर्ट्रियोल्स वगैरह पे इफेक्ट है, वही मैकेनिज्म है। all the mechanism, these mechanisms are the same। अच्छा सेंट्रल इस्कीमिक रिस्पांस ये है कि when the blood flow, when there is ischemia, when the vasomotor centers, when there is low blood flow towards the vasomotor center, so there will be ischemia in the brain। So when there is ischemia, there will be more carbon dioxide, there will be more lactic acid and other things, and these will cause, these will excite the vasomotor center and will accelerate, excite the vasomotor center and bring the change that is, that will accelerate the heart, it will constrict the arteriole, it will constrict the veins, and in this way the arterial pressure is brought back to normal। अच्छा ये जो सेंट्रल इस्कीमिक रिस्पांस है, ये जो है ना, ये बहुत कम, मतलब कि इसका इंपॉर्टेंस ये कि ये रिसेप्टर की तरह वो नहीं, ये बहुत कम प्रेशर पे एक्टिवेट होता है। रिस्पांस एट 60 मिलीमीटर और बिलो रीचिंग इट्स ग्रेटेस्ट डिग्री ऑफ स्टिमुलेशन 15 टू, दिस इज द लास्ट, वो जो है ना आखिर में बिल्कुल आखिर, बिल्कुल मतलब कितना ब्लड प्रेशर कम हो जाए कि लीगल लेवल पे पहुंच जाए। देखें not the normal mechanism for regulating arterial blood pressure। ये जो central nervous system ischemic response है, this is not the normal mechanism for regulating, this is an emergency pressure control system that acts rapidly and very powerful to prevent further decrease in arterial pressure when the blood flow to the brain is dangerously close to the lethal level। You can say the last stand pressure control system आखिर मतलब है कि बिल्कुल यानी इतना प्रेशर कम हो जाए कि बस ये लीगल फेटल जो है ना आखिर तक कंडीशन पहुंच जाए। अच्छा ये बस खत्म है। अच्छा ये कुशिंग रिएक्शन, ये इसे स्पेशल टाइप ऑफ इस्कीमिक रिस्पांस, वो ये इस तरह है कि when the cerebrospinal fluid pressure become great, when it is greater than arterial pressure, so it will compress the arterial blood, and so it will press the arterial arteries and will prevent blood towards the vital organ, so it will develop the ischemia, and the same ischemic response will occur। But normally how it is controlled, when the CSF pressure increases above arterial pressure, so there will be ischemia, and as you know that in response to ischemia, the vasomotor center is excited and the arterial pressure is raised again, and then it will develop an equilibrium that the arterial pressure will be a little bit higher than the CSF in such a way to protect the vital organ। इस तरह मैंने जो पहले कहा था कि जो vasomotor center when it sends signals to the vasoreceptor and other stretch receptors, and also send signals to the abdominal muscle to compress, and also send signal to the exercising muscle to compress the vessel, and in this way push the blood towards the heart। अच्छा ये जो रीनल एंजियोटेंसिन सिस्टम है और ये रीनल बॉडी फ्लूइड, वो तो मतलब है कि अभी मुश्किल है क्योंकि सिर्फ ऑटोनॉमिक नर्वस सिस्टम हमने कवर किया, बहरहाल हम नेक्स्ट लेक्चर में देखेंगे। फिर ओके थैंक यू। निम्न ज़्यादा पाद लगेगा ना, है कोई क्वेश्चन इसका? अच्छा बात सुने, ये आप लेक्चर आप ले रहे सारा, हाँ आप पढ़ ले, नेक्स्ट टाइम जो है ना ये जो रीनल एंजियोटेंसिन और किडनी वाला हम कर लेंगे टाइम, और इसमें क्वेश्चन की जो है ना ये असाइनमेंट है, क्वेश्चन के जवाब भी आप लेके, ठीक है। और इसमें जो ग्राफ्स वगैरह है ये. ओके, थैंक यू. सही शो ده लेक्चर تكون ولا كده دي بستريك بقى